This meeting is being recorded.
What's going on, guys? It's Mark with Limo Marketer here. I'm joined by LaDon with Paper Chase Enterprises out of Cleveland. Thanks for joining me, LaDon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we were just talking before I hit record and about like how LaDon got in this business. I was like, hey, why aren't we recording this? People want to know. So yeah, tell me again, when did you get, because you started off doing Uber, right?
Yes, sir. I started off doing Uber. I started in 2014 and Uber came to Cleveland as I started as a what we call an UberX driver. And I started doing that, kind of fell in love with it, left my factory job in 2018 and then started doing it full time. And as I fell in love with doing it, the good parts of doing it, I saw some of the bad side, and I said, I better fix this ASAP.
What did you
So,
like about it, and what did you not like?
well, I like the opportunity to earn when you want and pretty much as you want. I like that. Um, the meeting new people, I like that part. Uh, it was just fun.
Yeah.
Uh, those are the things I liked about it. The things I dislike about it is that deactivation anytime, any reason.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can imagine going into a job that you've been working for and you've been dedicated to them, and you all of a sudden they come in and say, well, we had a customer complaint, so we just gonna let you go. And that's what Uber does.
That's so wild.
Yeah, customer could get a really large bill, something that Uber hit them with, and the driver ain't got nothing to do with that. And the customer get hit with that large bill and they get upset. And the first thing they say, oh man, forget this. Oh, I'm about to one-star that driver. I'm about to say he was drunk and I want to get my money back. And that's what they were doing. And so Uber would just terminate you. It wasn't no investigation or nothing. You was just terminated. You was, that was.
And there's no recourse?
Well, there's a legal recourse for those that's willing to spend the money, but you could file for arbitration and then file in small claims court and hope that the company will just cave in and say, all right, we'll just let them back on. And I had to do that twice.
Whoa.
So, as my parents used to tell me, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I had to learn that, it's got to be a way around this. And so I said, well, let me try UberBLACK. I started seeing these guys riding around in black cars, and it looked like they was making good money and picking up, all types of, upper echelon clientele.
And that's the higher level. Above UberX is UberBLACK.
Yeah, that's the higher level of UberX. And for a while, it was great. Then I figured out what UberBLACK really was. And I said, oh no, y'all ain't about to keep getting me with this. UberBLACK is basically like a upgraded version of X. And the way that it's set up is that you think you're picking up upper echelon clientele, and in actuality, what you're picking up is an X rider that just paid $10 or $15 more for a ride. Now, mind you, the requirements for UberBLACK is a $50,000 or $60,000 vehicle, commercial insurance that's high out the wazoo.
Do you have to have a certain type of insurance? I was talking to someone. Is that like the A or the B or? It,
I don't know, like,
depending on the state, maybe it's different.
yeah, our state, it just says you have to have commercial livery insurance. And right now, Progressive, they got a stranglehold on that. I mean, if you want the right insurance,
Yeah.
the kind where if you get in an accident, you ain't got to worry about folks suing you. That insurance is high. I
And you don't
mean,
need
high
that for
to
UberX, only for UberBLACK.
only for UberBLACK.
Interesting.
Yep.
So
So,
a nicer car, much nicer, right?
uh-huh.
Sedan or
Yep.
SUV?
Sedan or SUV,
Okay.
much nicer car, much higher insurance, which equals way higher cost for rides that you're only getting maybe five, maybe $10 more than an X. Yeah,
Doesn't really make
this how
sense.
they get you.
There must be some rides where you're getting a lot more, but it averages out to not that much, essentially.
Yes, exactly. It averages out to not that much. So in the limo industry, for say for instance, for a ride from my house from Cleveland to Hopkins Airport is about a 25-minute ride with no traffic, right? Um, any limo company, any good limo company will probably charge you anywhere between 85 and $100.
Okay.
All right. The driver will get about 80% of that for the most
Okay.
part. On an Uber, on an Uber Black, the driver will only get about 45 or $50 for that, for a ride where they should be getting almost 85 to $90. See
Wait,
what I'm
wait,
saying?
wait. Wait. So when you're saying 80%, those drivers that make what do you mean? That work for the limo companies?
Well, most of the limo companies, from my understanding here, what they do is they pay the driver a percentage.
Oh, the
So
affiliates. Okay. So when they're
yeah,
farming out to independent operators, I see what you're saying. Okay.
yeah, yeah, or yeah, either affiliate, whether if you get it through an affiliate, or even if you work for a limo company, they'll either pay you. Some of them here, if you work for them, they'll pay you an hourly of like $25 an hour. But if it's an affiliate, then yeah, you're gonna get about 80% of that. Whereas at Uber, you're gonna get about 40 or 50 maybe.
So then you discovered you're like, wait a second, why am I, busting my butt for UberBLACK, making 40, 50% of the ride when
Yep.
do a little legwork, make some connections, and then get the farm in work, which is, when a company gives you work. And so when
Yes.
did you start doing that?
In 2018, I started doing that because while I was excited about UberBLACK, I quickly saw what they were doing, and I said like, nah, this ain't gonna shake because because my car, is 65 or $70,000, you
Yeah.
know what I'm
Plus that
saying?
insurance.
Plus
Like,
that insurance and my gas. And I'm like, man, and I'm talking to some of these other limo operators, and they like, dude, we getting 150, for these rides. And I'm
yeah.
looking at mine, I'm like, man, dude, I'm only getting about 45 or 50. I'm like, no, we gotta stop this. we gotta
Yes.
put a stop to this right now. So that's when I realized it. So in 2018, I started realizing like, yeah, I gotta start getting me some personal clients. So I uh I went out and got me some business cards.
Nice.
And I just started, really passing them out. And I had I had a few that would call me, and I would charge them what I thought, was a fair rate. And that's how I got started. And then in what's this, 2022? Yeah, in
Did you,
2022.
sorry, before we jump there, did you just start like calling companies? Did you like drive to their locations, introduce yourself? How did you like make those connections?
No, I went to it's a couple of local companies here. One was called Company Car. I
Okay. Yeah,
went
I
to
know
them.
Kirk Bagger. Yeah, yeah. He's a good guy. Or wait, no, that's not Kirk.
No,
Yeah,
no, this
no.
one is Steve
Yeah, Steve. Right. I
Steve
know
Quay.
his salesperson, Nina Parsons. Yeah, of course.
You know them?
Yeah. I actually I've done some videos with Nina like a couple
Really?
years ago. Yeah, she's a sales like assassin. She's incredible.
Really? Yeah, so
Yeah.
I did some work with them. You
Okay.
know, they would farm out work, and they were, company car was about as fair as you could get. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? As far as, paying you and what they were gonna give you. But the work they were farming out was you was getting it because they had no drivers available because
Yeah.
they had employees. So if you got employees, they're gonna give it to them first. You
Sure.
didn't
They got
farm
to
it
eat
for free.
first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started with that, and I said, okay, this is cool, but I need more of them, and I need more of them. So I started trying to figure out, like, how can I get more of this? And my one buddy, named Manu, uh, he has a big limo company here. It's called CLE Royale, and
Okay.
every time the celebrities come here to Cleveland, they pretty much calling him. I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
exactly how he did it. Well, I know how he did it, but that guy, every time you turn around, there's a concert, a celebrity event. You see two or three of his buses there and his SUVs, and he getting out the car, suited and booted. And know, he like, yeah, I'm here servicing. Me and him would talk in between this break. Yeah, I got such and such, so and so. And I asked him, I said, dude, how are you doing this? And he was like, Google Ads. And I'm like, okay, I don't know nothing about no Google Ads, so let me hire me somebody. I
Yeah.
found a marketing firm, and the lady, she started off doing great, but she only hooked me up with social media, and I wasn't getting no calls. I said, okay, well, I understand this is a slow process, but we gotta we
Yeah.
gotta wrap this up a
If you're
little bit.
spending money, you can need it coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed it coming back. So I went with her, and then I don't even remember how I found you, but it was either through something on Google or what. But anyway, I found you, and then I hooked up with y'all, and pretty much the rest is history. Like, as soon as I hooked up with you, shortly after that, I got the app going, which
Yeah.
wasn't that hard. I'm not the most technically bright person. Uh, I got the app hooked up. I said, okay, this seems simple enough. Let me work with this. And then all of a sudden the ads start coming in and the calls start pouring in. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is working. And then the calls kept pouring in. I'm like, whoa, we need to slow down a little bit. We need a system. I needed a systematic way to process all these calls in. So even though I used the app, I had to come up with my own systematic way of, okay, when a call come in, bam, I look at it through the email, punch it up on the app, and then, process this quote.
Yeah.
Okay, now, next thing I had to do, I had to find, because I want to get off into farming rides. So
Yeah.
I said,
So
next
you're not
thing,
just driving. So you're giving the
exactly,
business out.
exactly. So I said, I got to find me a drivers, farm these out to. Thought about a couple of UberBLACK drivers. I said, nah, bet not do it, because it would be my luck. Somebody get into an accident,
Uh,
and the insurance that 90% of these UberBLACK drivers have is not correct. So you get into an
oh,
accident, you could be in a world of hurt. So I found 3 drivers that I know that got decent insurance to where I won't get hemmed up, really bad.
yeah.
So I started dealing with them, and then I found one driver, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna just call my buddy Manu, and I'm gonna ship these rides to him,
Oh, wow.
because he
Okay.
offers great pricing.
Well,
So every time, the way I do it, I get a quote in. I mean, excuse me, I get a request in from
yep.
one of your leads. If it's an AM quote, I send it to him. If it's a PM quote, I do it because
Okay.
I'm the PM guy.
Yeah.
So and that's what I do. And I came up with a simple template like you showed me
Yeah.
on the app. So when the requests come in, I go to my news name
Yep.
and I just, fill in the template with the information
Yep.
minus the phone number, because he don't need that right now.
No, no. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Minus the phone number. I just give him the name and the address and boom. And I send it to him within 5 minutes. He tell me like, look, give me 175, give me 180. Like, all
Okay.
right. So, I take that, I tack on 20%. This is where the salesmanship comes in. I
Yeah.
tell the customer, I say, sir, ma'am, normally, we charge, 225 or 230 for this ride, plus
Yeah.
a 20% gratuity. I say, for you, we're not going to do that. For you, we'll charge you 175 plus 20% gratuity. And I guarantee you, we will have a car there waiting on you. And then what I do is I try to send them pictures of the car because before they
Beautiful.
start saying, man, that's too much, you know what I'm saying? I send them pictures of the car and the driver if
Yeah.
I can.
Oh, I like that.
You see what
Okay.
I'm saying? And if I can, I definitely send pictures of the car. But if I know who the driver gonna be, I'll send them pictures of the driver too. And so that helps out
That
a
builds
lot.
trust, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It
yeah.
builds trust because they looking like, oh, this ain't no nickel and dime company. This dude is for real. And I
Yeah.
tell people, the one lady was like, well, what if you don't show up and run off with my money? I say, lady, look here. I say, we don't play them type of games. I say, for one, because if you establish a history of doing that, your merchants won't want to deal with you. You won't be able
No,
to process no cards, no more.
that's
I
a good
said,
point.
second thing is if you keep doing it, they could lock your butt up. That's theft.
Yeah.
You stealing
No.
people's money. That's theft. I said, and third of all, I'm in business to make money. I don't have time to be out here trying to rip somebody off or something.
For
You know,
$150, it's like,
for
you
150 bucks.
know.
I don't have time for that. I
Yeah,
want you to keep calling me back for rides.
exactly. Yep.
Because as you keep calling me back, I'm generating more business. So I said, no, man, we don't play that. And so she Googled my company name and she could see, okay, well, I see you got an LLC. And the one lady asked me, she kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. She asked to see my insurance certificate. I'm like, now you asking for too much now.
Yeah, that's a bit,
You know what
that
I'm saying?
is a
I
bit
say, I
much.
say, I say, lady, I'm insured with Progressive. And I got 1.5 million of coverage. We are fully covered in case something happens to you in our vehicle. But yeah, she wanted to see my insurance certificate. And that's almost as bad as asking me for my Vax card. That's
Yeah.
yeah, so
No,
we don't play that.
really. Yeah, that's a
But
bit much.
yeah, but I told her, I eased her mind. I said, man, we fully insured through Progressive. She's like, oh yeah, I know Progressive. I said, yeah, they one of the highest insurance companies in Cleveland. But you know, that's who we deal with. So she wound up going with us. And long story short, man, it's been it's been great. Now, do I need to do some fine tuning? Yes. I need to do a lot of fine tuning because out of 10 calls that come in, I'm only able to reel in, if I'm good, about 3 of them.
Okay, that's
You see
not
what I'm
bad
saying?
though. That's a 30% close rate. That's not bad, but yeah, if we could get that to 50%, then it's like, yeah, that could
Yes.
make a big
And,
difference.
and see, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get that up because it's been leads that have come in and I'm asleep, because I'm not an early riser. So is leads that come in and I'm asleep, and now this lead is 2 or 3 hours old. Then you call them like, oh, we done found somebody already. I'm like, oh man, So I have to find a way to remedy that. But usually when they call me, I jump on that phone and I greet them instantly. Hey, thanks for calling. My name's LaDon Brewster of Paper Chase Enterprises, ClevelandLimoCar.com. I just wanted to go over the details of your quote to make sure that I got it right. And
Yeah.
that's how I do it, but like I say, I still got a ways to go. There's still some fine tuning that needs to be done, because that close rate needs to come up.
But
And
like,
eventually,
you've only been doing this for, what, like getting inbound leads. I know you've been doing the industry for a while now, but you're pretty much new at this and you're already closing 30%. That's not bad.
yeah, I mean, close to it, but I know it's got to be better.
Yeah.
It's got to be better. Particularly, what needs to improve is the ones that's getting farmed out. I need to close those, because like right now I'm getting calls for charter party buses, or charter buses, how you call it. I'm getting calls for charter buses.
Okay, that shouldn't
buses.
happen. That shouldn't happen very often. We'll have to take a look, because the whole idea is we're just targeting black car for you. So
right.
We'll definitely.
No, I don't mind that, because my operator, excuse me, my my affiliate that I give it to, I give them to him and I try to collect a piece.
Yeah.
So I want those.
Okay. You can make a lot more on those, right? Because if it's
exactly.
a $800 rental, 20% is a lot more.
Exactly. So I would love to land one of those, but I haven't yet, because people are hesitant about the price. And I tell them, I'm like, what? I'm thinking to myself, what do you expect? You call for a charter bus or a party bus. You want a Mercedes Sprinter, and that's what we have. You want 2 of them, but when I tell you it's $860 for 4 hours, and you call me back and be like, oh, so and so down the street told me, he can get it to me for $750 for 4 hours. And one thing that I don't do, I absolutely do not do, I do not negotiate my prices.
Yeah.
Once I tell you that price, that's it. Yeah, I'm not negotiating nothing.
Because then they think it's all negotiable, and they're like, well, maybe that's not the lowest price, right? Like,
exactly.
Maybe,
nope.
Yeah.
Nope, we don't do that. The only time I will change a price is if I honestly misquoted them, or I overshot it by hundreds of dollars, and I'm like, oh no, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll change the price. But other than that, my price is my price. I've had people call me and I tell them, well, it's $120 an hour, a minimum of 3 hours for hourly rental. Oh man, can you do 110? No, sir. We don't negotiate our prices.
Yeah,
our prices are non-negotiable. And they're like, well, what about the gratuity, sir? When I tell you the price, that price includes the gratuity. I have tacked on my gratuity already. Now, if you want to leave some extra on top of it, and that's fine. Okay, no problem. Oh, I understand. I thought it was a 120 plus an additional group. I say no, and 120 times 3.
Yeah,
you give me $360.
Like that. Yeah, makes the math
you give me $360. I will be right there waiting on you.
Yeah, no, I like that. So it sounds like you have a pretty good system now. Do you already have? It sounds like you don't always have a prearranged rate with the affiliate. Then you have to check with them on what the price is going to be, because it depends on what else they have going on, who they have to send out. Is that kind of why you have to negotiate each time, or
time of day?
Yeah,
it could be the time of day. If it's an early AM ride, we charge more for that. Not much more, but you getting picked up at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. That means we got to wake a driver up out their sleep.
Yeah.
Or chances are is one of our guys that's already out there. But the point being is that them AM trips cost more, so I
Sure.
never assume what his price is going to be,
Yeah.
so I always text him and say, hey, I got so and so that need a ride at 4 a.m. and he texts me back, all right, give me 150 or 130 for it. Okay, no problem. But them PM rides, anything like 12 p.m. and after, I'll do those.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll take care of those, and then so I can sell those a lot faster because I know my pricing. So I can
Yeah.
hit the customer up and be like, hey, yeah, you want to get picked up from Solon to Hopkins Airport? Yeah, that's about like 25, 30-minute trip. We normally charge about 185 for this. Yeah, but for you, I'll do it for 110
Yeah.
plus a gratuity. Or I might just tell them, just give me 110 straight up, and I'll be out there to come get you. And they usually go for it.
Well,
Especially they'll go for it if they got a large amount of stuff, like like 3 or 4 people, and about 4 or 5 bags or something. Yeah, they'll definitely go for it because
yeah.
they be like, yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'll take it. And then I, tell them like, look, we take payment link, Cash App, Venmo. Uh, One thing I do need to get into the habit of is telling these people that you have to put a card on file,
Yeah.
because if they damage something
Yeah.
and they damage something in my affiliate's car, my affiliate is gonna hit my card.
Yeah.
He hit me for the damages, and I need to have a card on file for these customers, um, just in case.
Yeah.
You know, so I do need to get into the habit of that. But like I say, other than that, there's some other improvements that need to be made. But for the most part, I'm pretty much rolling. One improvement that my other affiliates, my friends are telling me that I need to do, that I really don't believe in doing, is they think that this is a shirt and tie industry. And I'm finding out through actual customers that I've talked to in the past, the customer don't care. All they want, you know what they want, Mark? A
What's that?
clean car and fast service.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all they want.
Be on
That's
time or early,
Yeah,
better yet. And yeah, clean
exactly.
car.
Yeah, that's all they want. So when it's my customers and it's an airport transfer or a non-formal event, dude, I go out, I got a hoodie on. I love wearing sports clothes.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing jerseys and a cap. And 99% of my customers love it. They
Yeah.
like, dude, we don't care. Just please get here on time and the car be clean, you
Yeah.
know. But I made it a point that I asked before every booking, I asked the customer, do you prefer your driver have a preference as you how you want your driver dressed? And 99% of them say no. I've had 1% that say yeah. And
It's good to
I
ask.
probably
That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
exactly. I probably shouldn't admit this, but if they say yes, I add a little bit more to the price.
Hey, it makes sense. You got to do the whole suit and tie thing.
Yes, yes, because that means that I gotta change out of what I'm in, and
Yeah.
I gotta change into a suit and tie for your personal preference. And all I'm doing is dropping you off and opening the door for you.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know,
if that's what they
I've had
want, they can pay for it.
exactly, exactly. I had a semi, we'll say a semi falling out with company car about this same thing. The
Uh,
deal was, I told company car when I signed up with them, I said, you realize that I'm an Uber driver and I'm 90% of the time when you call me, I'm already out on the road. So I may not be in shirt and tie. The guy, Steve Quay, was like, man, look, I don't care. I need this customer picked up. He say, but if it's something where you already at home, or we gave it to you the night before and we expect shirt and tie. No problem.
Yeah, yeah,
Not gonna argue that. No problem. If you giving me the work, I have to agree to your terms.
yeah.
One night they called me. It was about like 11:30, midnight. Had to go pick up some pilots from I'm not gonna say the name, but we had to go pick up some pilots.
Okay.
And these guys were rude. I mean, rude with a capital R. For one, I had never picked them up before, so I had no idea that they had a special section that they wanted to be picked up from. Number two, the phone number that's on the order is not connected to them. It's connected to some third-party affiliate that called company car, and the affiliate don't answer the daggone phone.
Oh, it was a farm
So,
out of a farm out.
yeah, exactly. So I'm calling these people like, hey, I'm here. Where y'all want me to meet you at? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not getting no answer. So I called the boss man. Boss man say, all right, hold on. Let me get in contact with these people. Man, I finally get in contact with them. It's 30 minutes later, right? So boss man called me back. He say, yeah, you supposed to go upstairs to yada, 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 door number, go pick them up. Man, I pull up there and I picked them up. Before I get out the car good to even apologize on behalf of the company, the pilot looks at me and he's like, you're late. And I'm like, okay. Now, Mark, one thing about me, I don't care who the client is.
Yeah.
I don't tolerate disrespectful people.
And rude. It's like,
and
come
rude,
on, man.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And depending upon your level of rudeness is the level I might get back at you. So the guy, I said, I say, sir, the reason we late because the phone number that y'all listed on the order is not directly connected to y'all. Therefore, we have no way of knowing who, where y'all getting picked up at.
Yeah.
I said, this is my first time picking y'all up. I do apologize. I had no idea that this is where you guys like to get picked up at. The one pilot say, oh, that's no problem. Don't worry about it, buddy. I pop the trunk, load their stuff in the back, in the trunk. And at the time, this was during COVID. So I wasn't really too keen on letting people sit in the front seat.
Yeah.
And because of this guy being rude, I made all four of them pile in the back seat. I wouldn't allow no front seat.
Yeah.
And so they pile up in the back seat. And me being a friendly conversationalist, I'm conversating with them. And the three of them were being friendly back to me. And I told them, I say, I'm an UberBLACK driver. I fill in with company car from time to time, yada. They said, oh, okay, how is that? How does it work? Blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking everything good. I dropped them off at the hotel. I get out the car, they each give me $1. That's their policy. Their company policy is they must tip the driver $1, each one of them.
Dollar.
Okay, fine.
That's
so
weird.
They give me about $3 or $4. Man, about a week later, Steve calls me and says, I want you to see this. These people done typed a 2-page complaint to their affiliate, and the affiliate typed it to Steve Quay. And Quay was like, man, I had to beg them not to cancel the contract because of this. I say, Steve, wait a minute, man. I say, wait a minute, hold on. I say, first of all, I can't tell you how to operate your business, but I'm not begging nobody. I'm not begging nobody, for one. For two, they called you at the last minute. Their phone number is not the correct number listed on the order. He said, yeah, well, that's because, the normal driver that picks them up automatically knows where to go.
Wow.
I said, well, you didn't tell me that. He was like, LaDon, you know what? You're right. That was my fault. I didn't. I just wanted these people picked up. He said they also complained about you being an Uber driver and had to question me, what kind of guys are we getting in the car with?
Oh, boy.
And I'm looking like, what kind of snooty people are these?
Yeah.
What is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
And then they complained I wasn't in a shirt and tie. I say, well, when you call at the last minute,
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
what you will get. So that was the last semi falling out I had with company car. And Steve
yeah.
wasn't mad at me. Steve
Yeah,
was
just
like,
a
look,
bad
man,
situation all around, man. I
yeah,
can
this
see
is a
how it
bad
would happen
situation
though.
all the way around.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he tried to point out to me, he said, there are some people out there that care about the shirt and tie. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, for those people that care about it, fine. I will dress that way.
Yeah.
And if you get offended by me asking, should I have a shirt and tie on, then you're not the customer for me.
Yeah. Hey, I think that's fair, you know? And so what, you know, really nice work though, Ladon. Like, so what were some of your biggest lessons? Because you've essentially gone from UberX to now you have
Uh-huh.
your own car service business. What are
Uh-huh.
like, you know, some lessons you've learned that you wish you maybe would have done sooner or mistakes? Um, Anything come to mind that you're like, hey, that was a big learning lesson for me.
Bruh, let me tell you, it's been a couple of lessons I learned. The first lesson I learned is get your money up front, unless this is a customer or an affiliate that you know and trust that they're gonna pay you later. Get
Yeah.
your money up front. That's the number.
I
That
was
is
going to
the
ask you
number one
that.
rule.
Do most affiliates pay up front or no? It's after service is
Um,
rendered.
no, it's usually after service is rendered, but if it's after service is rendered, it better be an affiliate that you trust.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't had a problem. I haven't had a problem out of an affiliate paying me except one. And I'm not gonna say the name of that affiliate, but I very rarely deal with them now.
Yeah. I
It's
guess
been
so.
problems with them paying, so I don't too much deal with them anymore. But when it comes to customers, unless you are an established customer of mine that's been calling me, no, we need payment up front. Because
Yeah.
I've had certain that shall remain nameless celebrity football players that called me and wanted me to send one of my drivers for a 3-hour job. And me trusting them because they're a big time football player, they not gonna screw me over.
No, you would
So
think.
I send my driver over there. The driver, nice car nicer than mine. He's a suited guy.
Yeah.
Nice car, comes over there. Person gets in the car, looks around. 5 minutes later, like, oh, I changed my mind. I think I'll drive. See what I mean? Cost me could have cost me $300 because had this been a driver that had been like, well, Don, he ain't take the ride, but you dispatched
Yeah.
me.
I
I want my
mean,
$300.
especially if they turn away other business, right? I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
So my driver was like, I say, man, look here, how much I owe you? I said, let me at least give you $100. He said, no. He said, no, don't do that. He was like, it's not your fault. He said, well, technically it is because you should get the money first. But he was
Yeah.
like, you're new, you're learning. So
That's a good dude or gal, whoever
yes,
that was.
this was a good guy. I still deal with him. And
I bet.
he like, look, we'll let it ride this time. But he said, next time get the money up front. He
Yeah.
said that's very important, especially when you're dealing with folks like that, you
Yeah.
know. So,
And just because they're a
I'm like, man,
celebrity or whatever, it doesn't matter who they are, right?
yes,
If you don't have that trust, that relationship, then get that money
yeah,
up front.
yeah, get the money up front. I mean, I did a job recently. Some guys I had never heard of, EMF, Edwards Marijuana Family, right? So I guess they run some dispensaries in Houston and they do boxing promoting. They were here in Cleveland promoting a fighter. And the guy, he wound up paying me, but it had me scared for a minute because the way he did it, he called it UberBLACK. He hops in the car. He like, man, you got a nice car, blah, blah, blah. He was like, why don't you go pick my dude up from the airport? I said, okay. And he dropped down $80 right there. He was like, how much you charge? go pick him up. I say, man, about $70. He's like, here's 80. Go pick my dude up at 9 o'clock at the airport. Here's all his information, blah, blah. I say, man, okay, this dude on the up and up. I say, okay. Took the $80, went and picked the guy up. Soon as I picked the guy up, nice guy. And it was supposed to, when I dropped him back off at the hotel from the airport, at that point, it's supposed to turn into a time job. And it did. Time jobs, you're supposed to get the money up front. I didn't. And this dude had me hanging for about a good 3 or 4 hours, driving him and his people to and from the fight, to and from here. Then the fighter got to go to the hospital because, he got his eye closed up or whatever. Yeah. And I'm chasing this dude around Cleveland trying to get my money. So I finally called him. I say, yeah, man, I dropped off, yada, yada, yada. I got your peoples here, man. When can I get paid? Oh, I'm at the club right here in the back alley of the club.
So you have to chase this guy down.
In Cleveland. Yeah. In the back alley of a strip club in Cleveland. Okay, that's a no-no. But I pick him up. I go back there in the back alley. I say, you know what? I'm gonna just man up, go back here and get my money. And the dude owed me about 300. He say, man, I'm so sorry. Here's 340. I said, oh, okay. So he broke me off $340. Then he say, hey man, how much for you to wait till 2 a.m.? At this time it's like 11:30 or 12. I say, dude, it's 100 an hour. He say, I tell you what, I'll give you another 200. Want you to wait right here. And he slapped down another 200. Wow. I say, well, okay, well, shoot, I'll sit right here, park and wait. Yeah. Sat there, another 2 more hours. Sure enough, they come running out the club. Hey, how much? Well, we want to go to the casino. How much extra? I say, oh, about another $100. Dude dropped down another 140. He said, here, take us to the casino. It turned out, Mark, to be a $800 some odd job. Wow. Because every time he came out of a place, he wanted to go somewhere else. And then finally he wanted to go get something to eat and then go to the airport because he had to go back to Houston. And so it wound up being about $840 job, which was great. Yeah. Because I was only expecting to spend 2 or 3 hours with him. And here it is, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm strolling my butt home. I'm tired, but I got $840 in my pocket. Yeah. Hey, not a bad night. Not a bad night, but it was something that I could have got seriously burned on. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. So get that money up front, right? I could have gotten seriously burned. And I'm on the phone calling one of my other friends or, other affiliates I deal with, that I'm friends with. And I told him what's going on. And he like, man, didn't you learn that lesson the first time? I said, man, the dude tricked me. He slapped down $80 right then and there. And I'm thinking he good for it. He said, yeah, he definitely tricked you. He said, but this is what you do in order to get your money out this dude. Just text him a payment link, saying you need to get paid. And and it worked. So those are the lessons I learned. Basically, get your money up front. Yeah. Unless it's a client or an affiliate that you know is good for it. Yeah. Get your money up front. Some affiliates you'll get hooked up with, they're good for it, but you sign contracts with them and they'll be like, we don't pay you until 30 days later. Wow. See, did a job for the NBA. When the NBA All-Star game came here. Yeah. My affiliate that I deal with, friend of mine, Royal Ride. His name is Mo Osmond. Good guy. Yeah, I've heard of him. Really, really good guy. So I got an NBA job from him, and Mo is very strict on his dress code, the cars being clean, because that's his brand.
Yeah.
and you gonna follow his instructions or he gonna get rid of you. That's
Yeah.
just it.
That's
But
fair.
so he called me. We got a job for the NBA All-Star game. He was like, "You down?" I said, "Yeah, I'm down." Like, shoot, I ain't got nothing better going on. These little
Yeah.
$5-10 clients I got. He said, like, look, we're gonna pay you 3,500 for 8 hours worth of work, probably less, for 3 days. He said, matter
Oh,
of fact, it'll probably be more than that. I say, look, I know you good for it. I ain't worried about it. But we started doing this job, and the job was great. And he pay every week. He'll tell
that's
you right off the
nice.
rip, you do a job for me, you won't get paid until the following Wednesday. Agreed? I say, yeah, agreed. I know you good for it.
Yeah.
I'm working with him, and we sitting down eating. He say, look here, man, you want to learn about this business? He said, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm paying you next week, right? I said, yeah. He's like,
He
you know when
isn't
that
getting
affiliate?
paid for a while, right?
Yeah. He was like,
Yeah.
you know when that affiliate gonna pay me? I'm like, when? He was like, next month. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? I'm like, why would you agree to something like that? He said, look
That's
here,
how
man.
corporate works, right? Net 30.
Yeah. He said that's how corporate works. They hold those payments up
Yeah.
for various reasons. He's like, now, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna get paid because
Yeah.
I've dealt with these people before, but he was like, I have to pay you guys now.
Yeah. That's a lot of
You
money
know
to
what I'm
front
saying?
in a way, because that's
I gotta
essentially what
pay
they're
you
doing.
guys up front now.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm gonna get paid from that affiliate 30 days
Yeah.
later. And so, I kept questioning him, like, why would an affiliate do that? Especially a big corporation like such and such so and so that we dealing with. We know y'all got the money. Why
Yeah.
can't y'all pay up the day after or the week after when the job is done? He said they just don't
Yeah.
do
That's
it
how
that
it's
way.
done. Yeah.
That's how it was done. But he was like, but me, you work for me. I'm gonna make sure you get paid by the following
I
week.
like that a lot. I like that a
And
lot because that's his deal with them, right? You guys have a different
exactly,
deal, right? You don't have to take that
exactly.
risk. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So I learned a lot by working with Mo. Yeah, I learned a whole heck of a lot by working with him. I learned why he is the way he is. He's a very, very particular, in some ways, funny acting about his drivers and the way he wants things done.
But there's
And
probably a
there's
reason
there's
for
a
it, right?
reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. And I learned that. I say, okay, well, that works for him. I won't do this to my drivers, but I understand why he does it. You
Yeah.
know, he
Definitely.
yeah, he's real particular about the shirt and tie. And for the NBA job, I was dressed up because that was the requirement, but I didn't have on the colors, I
Oh,
guess, that
man.
they liked. They wanted black pants, white shirt, black
Wow.
tie, but they didn't tell us that.
Yeah.
They ain't tell me nothing. They just said shirt and tie. I
Yeah.
had on black pants, deep dark purple shirt, tie,
Yeah.
and a nice vest to go with it, and a hat.
Yeah.
One of the ladies I picked up complained. This was funny. One of the ladies complained. The car, she said, they asked her, well, was the car clean? Oh, yeah, the car was clean. Was the driver clean? Yeah, the driver was clean. Well, what's the problem? He wasn't wearing black pants, white shirt. Like, what?
Who are these people that obsess over this minutia? It's crazy, man. Hey,
I'm looking like, what? And,
that's
and he called me. And Mo called me like several times. He said, man, I got another complaint, man. I was like, what? What was the car clean? It was a little dirty on the outside because it's snowing. He's like, no, they ain't complain about that. He said, they want you to go out and buy a white shirt. Like, hell, like, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh,
Like,
that's
no.
hilarious.
They
Hey,
like, he like, man, they're complaining, man. They want me to take you off the job. I say, look, the next time that girl call you and complain about that mess right there and complain and threaten your contract, you tell her I will have your behind in court. Don't play with me like that. Don't play with me or my drivers or my money like that.
hey,
My driver is dressed, shirt and tie, He's doing the best he can. We don't play that. You're gonna
Yeah.
pay me, and you're gonna pay my driver, or
Yeah.
we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
He said, man, that's not the way that it works. He's like, I did tell her something similar to that, but that's not the way it works, man. I said, dude, I'm not going out buying no daggone white shirt, black tie.
Yeah.
Man, there's nothing wrong with the way I dressed. The other drivers looked at me. They were like, ain't nothing wrong with what he got on.
Yeah.
It was another driver, Mark.
Well,
He had on jeans. the guy, the
yeah,
guy
yeah,
had on
that's a bit
jeans
much.
and some
Yeah.
tennis shoes, and he had on a shirt with a loose tie.
Yeah.
And they never called and complained. They never called and complained about him. I say, Bashir, they call and complain about your dress. He said, no, man, they no call me. He said, I no go for that BS. Don't
Yeah.
call me with that. I come, I pick you up, I take you there. I don't want to hear no more.
Now that you're getting your own leads, the great thing is you can like kind of run it how you want to. And that brings me to, so what's your goal? Like, is it eventually to just start farming out all these trips? Are you gonna get more vehicles? What are your plans for the future now that you're getting your own business?
What I want to do, Mark, I want to get to the point where I'm farming out, I say about 90% of these trips.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the goal. I want to be able to farm out 90% of these.
So you're not driving. You can just be on the phone, work, do what we're doing now, right? And
yes. And if I do go out driving, it's because it's a client that I want to drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, that's all I want. I want to be able to farm these rides out to other drivers, whether it be employees, affiliates, or independent contractors, or whatever.
Yeah.
I want to be able to farm these rides out. That's what I want. That's the end goal.
Yeah.
Am I close to it? No.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
But you've got a good start because you've only been working with us for what, like a month and a half, 2 months or so. And
exactly.
So you've learned probably so much in that short time, and it's only going to grow from here because you're just going to get better at selling your services and, handling the operations.
Yes,
correctly.
Exactly. So I don't, that's the goal I want to get to. I would like to have a second car, or in my case, a third car. I would like a second luxury vehicle. Right now, all I got is the one.
Yeah.
And my biggest fear, if that one goes down, I'm stuck. So I'm gonna attempt to get another luxury vehicle. I'm trying to get it in a manner to where it's paid for, even though I know that's a lofty task. The only way my cars right now are paid for. I got a 21 Chevy Tahoe paid for, and I got 2012 GMC Terrain that's paid for also. That car was left to me. But the 21 Tahoe was paid for. I paid cash for it.
Yeah.
But I came into some cash due to my mom passing, and she left some life insurance money. So that was the only way I could pay for the car.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wouldn't have been able to pay for it. So I would like to be able to keep that rolling. I don't want to use credit. I want to get away from using credit. I want to buy my vehicles. I want to cash out my business.
Yeah.
Is what I want. I understand that's not the traditional way of doing it. I've had some smart business people tell me like, no, get you some credit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm not real keen on going that route.
Yeah.
I want to pay cash for it. So that's what I'm exactly bought and paid for. So that's what I'm working. That's what I would like to work towards, having that second vehicle. So if I can get to where I'm farming out 90% of my rides, and I got a second vehicle to work with, I'm happy. Right now, I'm not really too keen on hiring employees.
Yeah.
I can barely manage. What I got right now by myself. And then have to manage another employee right now.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
keep using
it's
the
not
independent operators. That seems to be working for you right now. And like, just keep
exactly.
on getting better at closing those leads and calls that are coming in, because you've gotten a lot better since we first started. When we do those sales trainings, man, you're on those each time, trying to learn, get better. And yeah, I think you can probably hit your goal within 90% of farm outs, probably within 6 months to a year. We can get you there. So
Yeah,
awesome.
the key is though, is that I have to I know me. So there's some habits that I gotta kick and improve and improve upon in order to get there.
Yeah.
And because in order to get to 90% farm outs, the first thing I'm gonna have to do is I gotta jump on that phone ASAP.
Yeah.
When that lead comes in it, I need to be on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
get them on the phone and get them on the phone and get them sold as quickly as I possibly can.
Yep.
And I'm selling a higher end product, so I have to have pictures. I should have, pictures of the car, maybe pictures of the drivers, so
Yeah.
this way people can see what they're getting
Yeah. That's
when I hit
huge.
them with that high price.
Yeah, exactly. Because most companies don't do that. And so the things you're doing, saying, hey, normally it's this, we're charging you this. Hey, there's a reason when you go to Walmart in these stores, they have a price, they cross it out, and then they show you, because everyone wants to get a deal, right? And so
Exactly.
that's awesome. Hey, LaDon, I got to wrap this up because I have to go
Uh-huh.
to another thing. But yeah, any final thoughts? I mean, I'm stoked that you've transitioned now from affiliate and UberBLACK to you got your own thing, man, and you're getting your own clients. Like it'll be
Well, the only one other thing is a the only other thing is that, and I think I got this figured out because you might have answered this before. It's more so of a question on the app. When I click on, say for instance, I got a customer that's teetering on the brink of, do I want to book it or not, and they say we'll call you back, and I click on follow up,
yeah,
and the actual date of the event is say December 16th,
yeah,
and I click on say I want to follow up 7 days before that.
yeah.
When I'm clicking that, is the app automatically going to follow up 7 days before the 16th?
Yeah, before the event date. And so, yeah, no, once we get off this little interview, and let's just wrap it up now, and then I can go over all that with you. Thanks so much for doing this, LaDon. I've learned so much and a lot of funny stories too. So I appreciate you doing this, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah.